Hello, everybody. This is Matt Swisshelm, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties. I'm a senior real estate specialist, and I enjoy working with seniors and their families, helping them downsize from long-time homes into more smaller, age-appropriate homes, or a lot of times helping them downsize from a long-time home into senior living options, whether it's independent living, assisted living, and sometimes memory care depending on the circumstance. And so my heart is to help seniors downsize. I grew up around the senior living industry. My mother, at 19 years old, started as an activities director, working in senior living communities, worked her way up, and for 30 plus years was an executive director of large senior living communities here in Southern California. So I grew up around seniors. They also started a placement business here in North County, San Diego called Senior Care Options, helping place seniors, free service to seniors in appropriate senior living communities. And through that business, I saw a huge need for a competent, compassionate realtor to come alongside seniors and families and to help resource them through this major life change, this major transition, because it's so much more than just putting a sign in the yard and selling the house. There's so many different things and different dynamics at play. And it does take a lot of help and it takes a lot of resources. And so that's my heart is to support, to resource, and help seniors downsize and transition. And so this little talk, excuse me, is called Downsizing with Confidence. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I believe that you're going to receive tremendous value through this little educational talk. And so we know a home is not just a shelter, right? A home is where so many memories are made. It's a sanctuary of love for family, for friends. Um, a home is uh gosh, the source of life for so many people. It's a place that is just a refuge, a hub. And so when you get rid of a longtime home, it's hard. It's emotionally very, very difficult. And so I just want to acknowledge that, especially as aging seniors feel like they give up their driver's license and their vehicle, they're giving up independence there. Letting go of the home is like that last bit of independence that can be really hard to let go of. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that. But I think the million-dollar question here for seniors is to really ask yourself, is this home still right for me? Am I utilizing all this 3,000 square foot home, or am I just really here by myself, isolated in one little space and kind of wasting the rest of the house, right? Or is this house still safe for me? Can I really easily have the mobility to get up 2 flights of stairs when I'm trying to go to bed every night? And so asking these questions as an aging senior is super important. Is this home still right for me? UCLA did a study some years ago where they took a bunch of aging adult seniors and they took assessments and they surveyed, hey, how much of your large property are you actually utilizing in your home? And for the majority of seniors, as you see these red dots on the graph here, the majority of seniors just utilized maybe the kitchen or the family room or bottom line a small portion of their home really, and they did not utilize the rest. And so seniors, believe it or not, you actually downsize physically while still living in your large home before you actually make the move and truly do downsize into a smaller space. And so you downsize without even realizing it. That's just the way life works. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about when downsizing is the hidden costs of staying. Owning a home costs money. Staying in your large home, especially when you're not utilizing it and you're by yourself, there's a cost to it. There's the mortgage, there's the property taxes, you've got HOA dues, if any. And if you have an HOA or live in an HOA, you know that those costs can even go up. You've got utilities and food and transportation and home maintenance and repairs and improvements and modifications. And then the cost of staying connected, meaning if you don't drive anymore, you've got to get an Uber to take you different places, right? Transportation. And then eventually, if you do end up needing care while you're living in your large home, in-home care can be upwards to, 25, $30 an hour here in San Diego County. So there is costs to staying home. And I think it's important to realize that. But the main thing that we hear all the time when seniors are looking to make a big change, to downsize, to make a move, is they feel overwhelmed. Where do I even start? Like, what am I going to do with all my stuff? I've lived here for 30 plus years. I'm by myself. My kids are out of state. Who's going to help me? And it's just like this whirlwind of overwhelm. Well, relax. We have solutions for you. We'll jump into those. And so, for us as senior real estate specialists, we've worked with many seniors and families, different dynamics, and we came up with three different options to sell your home. And they all vary based on circumstance. And really, for us as fiduciaries, we want to look at the seniors and their families and their situation and say, what is truly in the best interest of the seniors? And typically, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a traditional home sale. Traditional home sale is when your home is move-in ready, doesn't have to be turnkey or completely upgraded, but move-in ready, safe, clean. Somebody doesn't have to do anything to move in, but they can move right in and live there comfortably. Okay, that's a home that you could market to a typical end buyer, what we call them, and they would happily spend fair market value to move in your home because it's move-in ready. It's ready to go. It's clean, it's safe, it's beautiful, etc. The next option we call renovate to sell, which is a circumstance in which a home owner has a beautiful property, but it's a bit dated. There's things that really you could do that are not completely remodeling the home, but things like painting, things like changing the carpet or flooring or changing some appliances or lighting to really just kind of spruce it up cosmetically so that it is appealing to the eye. It's appealing aesthetically to a prospective buyer. Buyers sometimes they just can't see past dated things and they just don't have the foresight, and they're not the type of buyers that want to spend the money or go through the upgrading process, and they want something ready to go. And so a lot of times when you just do the simple things, carpet, paint, appliances, fixtures, that return on investment can really bring dividends and be a huge difference maker in getting as much as you possibly can out of the sale of that home. So that's renovate to sell. The third option is typically kind of rare, but it's out there. It's guaranteed sale. It's where we call an investor buyer to write a cash offer. We've vetted these buyers. We make sure they're legit. They're great buyers. They typically write about 70% to fair market value offer on the home due to its condition. A guaranteed sell type sell option would be for that home that has a lot of deferred maintenance. It could be unsafe. It just really not moving ready at all. Things definitely have to be done to get it on the market. There's no question about it. Could be a situation where there's been a hoarding kind of situation where things are just dirty and not sanitary. And, maybe, the homeowner isn't doing well physically, and they're at a skilled nursing community and their kids are far away and out of state, and they just really don't have the resources, they don't have the time to get that home ready for market, and they say the best possible option for us is to get a quick cash offer because we really need that equity to pay for these care costs, and we don't have the time or the resources to fix up this home to try to do a traditional sell. And so it's kind of like this is really truly our best option. And so that's kind of rare in our line of work, but we do offer it because, every year, there's a few clients that are a good fit for that guaranteed sell option. And it's sometimes it really is the best option. I hope that makes sense. If you have any more questions about that, please let me know. Also, I wanted to talk to you guys about managing your belongings, all the years of stuff. I thought this picture was so funny. It's a father showing their son their filled garage and saying, "One day, son, all this will be yours," like it's gold or something. And the son's probably just thinking to himself, like, this is ridiculous. I don't want all this stuff. And so that's a huge thing for seniors is what am I going to do with all my stuff? And we work with estate sale companies. We work with home clears. They clear the contents of the home. We donate a lot of stuff. Bottom line is we want to resource you with the right resources to do the estate sale, to clear the home, to donate options, to get you some money for your valuable things, but also spare you of the heavy lifting of clearing all your stuff. Right? That's very difficult when you're downsizing, especially if you've lived in a home for a lot of years. You're not able-bodied and you don't have much support. We're here to help and do all that heavy lifting. What I tell my clients is all you need to think about is what you're taking to your new home, to your new one-bedroom apartment at Ocean Hill Senior Living. All the rest of the stuff we'll worry about. Whatever your kids want to take, have them take that. Leave the rest up to us. Give us the keys. We'll give you a check at the end of the estate sale. We'll clear everything. We'll get the home prepped for listing and just save you a bunch of heavy lifting and heartache dealing with all that stuff. All right. And then another thing we do that's a little bit separate from an estate sale or home clearing is providing senior move managers. So when you list with us, we offer free senior move management services where if you're going to a senior living, they will help you pack all your stuff, organize the packing process. They'll look at a floor plan of your new space you're moving to. They'll measure things, prepare things, organize things, coordinate the movers, and facilitate the whole move so that you as a senior or a family member to a senior can really sit back and not have to deal with the stress of doing that. And these are professionals that do it all the time, and so they're really good at it. Like for myself, nobody likes to move. It's difficult, it's stressful, and so let the pros help you out, and that's a service that we provide for seniors as well. Almost done with this video. Some other considerations are, do I move first? Do I sell first? Renting your home versus selling. Bridge loans, move first or sell first. Ideally, move first. When you're not living in your home while you're trying to sell it, your life is easier. It's easier on the agent. It's easier on all parties involved, right? You don't want to be there for showings. You don't want to be disturbed during an open house. Or if you're doing an estate sale and people are dealing with all your stuff, like that can be emotional, that can be taxing. And so if you can financially, or you're able, move first. Rent your home versus selling your home. That's a loaded question. I would just ask you at 85 years old, do you want to be a landlord? Most seniors would say no, but there could be some perks financially to renting your home. And so that's a decision you'd have to decide on your own. I'm happy to talk that through with you. Bridge loans. Okay, well, you say to yourself, all my money, all my funds are tied up in my equity, so I can't move first. I've got to sell first so I can afford the senior living or afford the next place. Well, bridge loans can be a great option to bridge the cost gap between closing on your home, receiving all that equity, and using that equity to paying, for your next chapter, whatever that is. A bridge loan, like through Elder Life Financial, or there's some other great options, can really help bridge that cost gap. Very short term. Typically, the fees aren't too bad to get you from point A to point B while you're transitioning and downsizing before your home actually closes escrow. And if you want more information about that, we're happy to talk to you on that as well. Tax and financial factors. I'm not a tax professional. I can't really expand on that, but capital gains. If you owned a home for a long time, you could be up against paying some capital gains. If you're married, you can deduct up to $500,000. If you're single, $250,000. Plus, you can write off some of the capital improvements, things like that over the years as well. A lot of times, folks will not have to pay as much as they think they are. And so really study that, be proactive. If you need tax professional resources, happy to point you in the right direction, as well as financial planners. If you're coming into a large sum of equity, what do you do with all this money? What's the best option for you at this age? Do I conservatively invest this? All these different questions you want to ask yourself at your age, having that kind of money come in. What do you do with it? What's the best thing to do? Happy to point you in the right direction to a financial planner as well. Common downsizing mistakes. Well, the biggest one is waiting too long. A lot of times we get seniors settled into their next chapter and they say, Matt, I should have done this years ago. If you're proactive, and you do your research and you're in control of your own decision making because you're able-bodied, you're able to make that transition your own, and you're able to make your own decisions. But if you wait too late, and maybe your mental capacities go, or you have a bad fall and you're in skilled nursing, and now your scared son who's out of state is saying, Mom, you've got to go into senior living, or you can't live in that big house anymore, and now you're feeling pressure and it's crisis. Don't do that, right? Get proactive, give us a call, start planning now, start doing your research now, go to the communities, get out in the neighborhoods, check out, start planning, be proactive. That's the moral of the story. Don't wait too long. So, ask yourself now, is it time to start researching? Is it time to downsize? How I can support, please reach out. I love providing, education on what to do. No pressure at all. Let's have a conversation. Would love to connect. I'm based out of San Diego, but I have resources all over California and truly all over the nation through our nationwide brokerage with Berkshire Hathaway and our senior division. So please reach out. Again, my name is Matt Swisshelm, and I would love to connect.